Your rental property is bleeding money, and you might not even know it yet. The question of whether to repair or replace a major appliance sounds boring until you realize it's one of the fastest ways landlords quietly destroy their cash flow or quietly protect it. Let's set the scene. You get a call at 11 p.m. on a Friday. Your tenant's refrigerator just died, and you have about 48 hours to make a decision that could cost you anywhere from $200 to $2,000. That's not a maintenance issue, that's a chess match, and most landlords are playing checkers. Here's the economic engine running underneath this decision. Every dollar you spend on a repair that fails within 12 months is actually costing you double because you're paying for the labor twice, the parts once, and the tenant's goodwill never. Appliances, like most things in life, follow what engineers call a bathtub curve. They're risky when new, reliable in the middle, and catastrophically unreliable at the end. The optimism of it just needs a quick fix has a funny way of aging poorly, especially when that dishwasher is 11 years old and the technician is already at your door for the third time this year. What once felt like responsible stewardship of your investment starts to look a lot like a psychological coping mechanism to avoid writing a bigger check. Behavioral economists would call this loss aversion. The pain of spending $800 on a new appliance feels worse than the slow bleed of repeated $60 service calls, even when the math clearly says otherwise. It's the same reason people hold losing stocks too long and sell winning ones too soon. Emotion, not logic, is running the show. Historically, the general rule of thumb in property management circles is the 50% rule. If a repair costs more than 50% of the replacement value, you replace it. But here's the twist. That rule was popularized before labor costs surged 20 to 30% post-pandemic, which means the math has quietly shifted against repairs even faster than most landlords realize. There's also a cycle at play here that rhymes across every asset class. Deferred maintenance compounds, just like interest, except it compounds against you. The landlord community has a saying, the most expensive repair is the one you keep putting off. And that wisdom has survived multiple market cycles because it's empirically true. One of the biggest misconceptions is that tenants don't notice or don't care about appliance quality. In reality, tenant retention data suggests that unresolved appliance issues are among the top 3 reasons tenants choose not to renew leases. And a vacancy can cost you 1 to 2 months of rent, which almost always dwarfs the cost of a new appliance. So here's your practical playbook. Refrigerators and HVAC systems over 10 years old get replaced, not repaired full stop. Washers and dryers under 7 years old with a single mechanical failure get 1 repair attempt, but only if the quote is under 40% of replacement cost. Dishwashers are the wild card. They're relatively cheap to replace at $300 to $500. They break often, and tenants disproportionately love them, so lean toward replacement after the first significant failure past year 5. Water heaters follow a strict timeline. Past 10 years, you're playing Russian roulette with a leak that could cause thousands in water damage, so replace proactively and sleep well. The discipline here isn't about being cheap or being generous. It's about being systematic and removing emotion from the equation entirely. A written appliance replacement policy tied to age and repair cost thresholds protects you from both the 11 p.m. panic call and the temptation to throw good money after bad. Philosophically, the landlords who win long-term aren't the ones who guess right every time. They're the ones who had a process and stuck to it even when it felt uncomfortable. Sizing your decisions correctly, staying consistent, and not letting one bad appliance moment spiral into a reactive spending spree is what separates amateur landlords from professional operators. And honestly, whether the old fridge limps through another winter or gets replaced this weekend matters far less than whether you have a framework that guides that decision without drama. Rational preparation, having a reserve fund, a vendor on speed dial, and a replacement schedule means any outcome is manageable. The real estate game rewards the prepared and punishes the reactive, and the landlords who treat appliance decisions with the same discipline as acquisition decisions are the ones quietly compounding wealth while everyone else is compounding stress. Whether you're a first-time landlord or scaling a portfolio, the details like this one are where the margin lives. If you want help getting started in real estate investing, finding the right contractors for your units, or connecting with lenders who understand your goals, check out the links in the description below.